It's basically a story about a woman who finds herself in a stale relationship and she craves some excitement, and she goes out searching for this kind of elusive happiness in the LA bar scene, and kind of discovers that she has a really hard time being alone, ends up going through lots of different vices and things like that, and it ultimately challenges a lot of social and sexual mores.
I knew Stephanie from this theater group, this acting class that we'd been together in, and we became friends, and I knew of her ex-boyfriend at the time, and she was telling me about her life, and I was in a similar desperate mode in my life at the time. I couldn't meet anybody. I felt depressed. I didn't like Los Angeles. I couldn't find love. There was something odd going on, and there was a certain kinship between us about this.
You kind of gave the impression at the party that anybody could be with you, so why is it so special to be with me?
Stephanie and I sat down. We started with audio interviews. I basically interviewed her on the intimate details of her life. I knew a fair amount about her life, but I wanted all the details. So we started with an audio recorder, and I just asked her questions. I transcribed the information that she gave me onto paper. And then these audio interviews became, once I had a Canon XL1, became video interviews. And then those video interviews became part of the movie.
Passion in our relationship was gone. It was like a brother and sister relationship. The sex was horrible. It was 2 minutes. I feel like I'm about to hit my sexual peak, you know?
Henry and Jeff and I and the other actor would sit around and we would say, okay, this is what we're going for, because I think improvisation can be very, very dangerous. You know, it can be heaven or it can be a nightmare. You know, it can go on forever. Actors like to talk a lot, you know. So we would say this is exactly where we want it to go, and then after that, there was camera A and camera B, Henry and Jeff. And, you know, every once in a blue moon, we would maybe set up a light, maybe move a lamp from here to there, but besides that, nothing. And it was thanks to digital technology, we were able to say, you know, there's no mistakes here. Everybody just relax and let's really, you know, explore this. And I almost didn't even apply to Sundance, because I read in one of the books, it said, if you think that all you have to do is submit your tape and your submission fee and you're going to get the attention of the John Coopers of the world, then you're completely delusional.
My first thing was shock, because we didn't think, you know, we have no stars in the movie's shot for no money, you know, I just didn't think it was something that would be considered by Sundance.
I called his apartment one time. I talked to his roommate. No, he's not in.
There's purists, you know what I mean? There's purists who hate the DV kind of revolution. They hate what it looks like when it goes to film. They think that it's amateurish and it's not, you know, traditional movie making, so it's not filmmaking, you know. But I think that you can capture some, you know, better performances and make it much more real and honest than you can when you're making a traditional movie with film. And this movie could have never been made. Obviously, I'm telling you the process. There's no way we could have made this movie with film. I mean, it would have cost us $3 million trillion, you know.
And I really suggest to, like, struggling filmmakers, of which I still consider myself to be one, to go out there and use DV as kind of to explore and to learn and to see the kind of films you want to make. You know, there's no limitations to it. It allows you to experiment and not have anyone on your back telling you you can't do that.
I think that there is a lesson, but it's not a big bam, thank you ma'am, you know, lesson like you are used to getting in movies, and I think that life is much more like that. You learn lessons, but you don't learn them right off the bat. It takes a lot of time, and especially when you're making a big life change, it doesn't happen overnight. What we're doing is we're exploring a life of this somebody, you know, and life isn't a 3-act structure, you know, this is what life is, and this was just a little section of time in this woman's life, and that's it.